Hi everyone, this is a video showing you how to submit your sample metadata via the 2 Weeks in the World web app. When you click the Submit Metadata button, you're going to be asked to sign in with your user and password on the 2 Weeks in the World web app. Once you're logged in, you can choose to edit an existing submission or simply make a new one. But let's first have a look at the metadata sheets that we send you within the parcel that you receive with your sampling material. We send you these sheets basically because we're not certain that you're able to bring your computers into the labs that you work in. The information that we're asking for is that you put one of your stickers corresponding to the sample under the isolate label, and sample type is the type of patient sample, so urine or blood for example, and other sample notes could be information like surgical wound sample or catheter. The suspected bacterial species is of course which bacterial species you think that this sample is or have diagnosed it as. Gender and age of the patient are not mandatory information. These are nice to know for us, but they're not mandatory. As for the week of sampling, it's the calendar year. So the week on the calendar year, we recommend going to whatweekisit.org, looking at what date you're currently at and seeing what that week corresponds to. On the About page, you can find a template to use for submission as well. Now back to our submission. When we press New Submission, we're asked for information about ourselves, the submitter, as well as the diagnostic unit. So we fill this in with the name of the unit, the address, and the diagnostic method. Next step is to indicate whether we're sending isolates, DNA, or sequence data. And then we get to select whether we want to upload a CSV or generate a table. So for the first one, we're going to try and upload a CSV. We can click here and see what's required in terms of the data information that we're asking for. The template that is available on the About page is also available here. You may have to right-click it in order to download it depending on your browser. Once you've downloaded the template, you can open this in Excel. A CSV file is a comma-separated file. Now, you open this in Excel and you fill in the information that you have either on your metadata sheet or elsewhere in a different electronic format that you've generated in your lab. Just remember that when you save it as a CSV file. Now that you're ready to upload your file, you can simply drag and drop it and click Submit. And there we have it, one successful upload. So that was the uploading a CSV file format. Let's try generating a table with a DNA submission. For DNA, you're going to be asked several questions about how you measured the DNA concentrations and whether you used our protocol for DNA extraction. This time, we're going to generate a table. And as you can see, you get an interface with a table where you can add more rows depending on how many samples you wish to submit data for. You then enter your data into this table. And the neat bit is that if you need to stop in the middle of everything, like if you have forgotten the volume of DNA that you have extracted and you need to go back to the lab and check, then you can save your progress and come back to it later. So after we've been to the lab and checked the volume, we come back and we log in again, and then we choose to edit our existing submission. It's going to take us through the steps that we already filled in and then take us to a table with the information that we saved. Now we can finish our information and click Submit. We will be asked whether we are ready to go, but it seems like everything is fine and we're ready to click Yes. And there we have another successful submission.